Kurt Warner once stocked groceries in Iowa after being cut from the NFL. From living in a garage, he rose to lead the Rams to Super Bowl triumph. Tom Brady grew up with modest means, overlooked in the NFL draft. He transformed relentless determination into 7 Super Bowl rings, redefining greatness against all odds. Ray Lewis was raised by a single teenage mother in poverty. Football became his escape, ultimately transforming him into a Super Bowl champion and inspirational leader. Michael Oher endured homelessness and instability during his childhood. His determination carried him to the NFL, where he became a Super Bowl winner and inspirational figure. Lamar Jackson faced devastating loss early in life and grew up in poverty. His electric talent and determination carried him to MVP honors and Super Bowl contention. Najee Harris spent part of his youth in homeless shelters. He rose from these struggles to become a dominant NFL running back and Super Bowl contender. Troy Polamalu was raised in a rough neighborhood with few opportunities. His discipline and faith carried him to NFL stardom, culminating in a Super Bowl championship. Antonio Brown faced poverty and homelessness in his teen years. Football offered hope, and despite setbacks, he earned a Super Bowl ring with the Buccaneers. Patrick Mahomes didn't experience severe poverty, but was underestimated early. His hard work turned him into one of the youngest quarterbacks ever to win multiple Super Bowls. Terrell Davis grew up in a dangerous neighborhood with financial struggles. His perseverance led him to Super Bowl victories and a place in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. James Harrison was raised in a tough environment, battling obstacles from childhood poverty. He became a Super Bowl hero, remembered for his 100-yard interception return touchdown. Richard Sherman grew up in Compton, where crime and poverty surrounded him. He used education and discipline to thrive, ultimately becoming a Super Bowl champion with Seattle. DeMarcus Ware was raised by a single mother in difficult conditions. His determination built him into a dominant pass rusher and Super Bowl champion with Denver. Michael Irvin grew up in poverty as one of 17 children. Football became his salvation, driving him to win multiple Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys. Edgerrin James grew up in tough conditions in Florida. His relentless focus propelled him from poverty to NFL stardom, culminating in Hall of Fame recognition and Super Bowl play. Aaron Donald was raised in modest surroundings, waking up at dawn to train. His work ethic forged him into a champion, finally winning a Super Bowl with Rams. Chris Hogan worked odd jobs before catching his NFL chance. From undrafted beginnings, he fought through hardships to become a 2-time Super Bowl champion with New England. Malcolm Butler nearly quit football after struggling financially. His game-winning interception in the Super Bowl transformed him overnight from an overlooked player into a household name. Victor Cruz grew up in Paterson, New Jersey, facing poverty and limited opportunities. His journey took him from undrafted rookie to Super Bowl champion with the Giants. Julian Edelman was undersized, overlooked, and doubted for years. His relentless grit elevated him from a low draft pick to Super Bowl MVP on football's biggest stage. Randy Moss grew up in poverty, often overlooked and doubted. His raw talent eventually carried him to a Super Bowl appearance and legendary status as a wide receiver. Hines Ward was raised in poverty by a single mother, facing discrimination for being biracial. He grew into a Super Bowl MVP and fan favorite in Pittsburgh. Dak Prescott grew up with financial struggles after his mother's sacrifices. He carried those lessons into the NFL, eventually leading Dallas towards Super Bowl contention as their franchise quarterback. Joe Namath was raised in a working-class family with limited means. His charisma and skill lifted him to Super Bowl glory, becoming an American sports legend. Eli Manning wasn't poor, but always lived under his brother's shadow. With resilience, he carved his own legacy by winning 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots. Marshawn Lynch was raised in Oakland's toughest neighborhoods. Poverty and violence surrounded him, yet he became a powerhouse running back and a Super Bowl champion with Seattle. Shannon Sharpe grew up in extreme poverty in Georgia, often without basic utilities. His perseverance made him a Hall of Famer and Super Bowl winner with Denver. Deion Branch grew up in difficult conditions, but carried a relentless belief in himself. His hard work paid off with multiple Super Bowl wins and an MVP award. Rob Gronkowski didn't face extreme poverty, but battled constant injury setbacks. His larger-than-life personality and relentless determination made him a multiple Super Bowl champion with New England. Emmitt Smith was raised in poverty, mocked for being undersized. Yet his grit turned him into the NFL's all-time leading rusher and 3-time Super Bowl champion. Doug Williams grew up in poverty in Louisiana, later breaking barriers as the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl, forever changing football history. Russell Wilson faced family challenges after losing his father young. His relentless focus and leadership lifted him to Super Bowl victory with Seattle. Tamba Hali fled Liberia's civil war as a child, arriving in America with nothing. He later became a Pro Bowl star and Super Bowl contender. Noshawn Moreno endured homelessness during childhood, bouncing between shelters. His determination led him to the NFL, where he became a Super Bowl running back with Denver. Frank Gore grew up in poverty, overcoming challenges and injuries. His resilience carried him to a Hall of Fame career and multiple Super Bowl appearances. Chris Long used his family legacy but carved his own path. His leadership and philanthropy, combined with 2 Super Bowl championships, cemented his place in NFL history. Charles Woodson was raised in a working-class family, learning discipline early. His unmatched skills carried him to both a Heisman Trophy and a Super Bowl championship. Jim Kelly came from modest means, doubted as a quarterback. He led Buffalo to 4 straight Super Bowls, cementing his resilience despite heartbreak. Jerome Bettis grew up in Detroit poverty, discovering football as his lifeline. His power carried him to become a Hall of Famer and a Super Bowl champion. Steve Smith Sr. was undersized, doubted, and raised in tough conditions. His fiery personality drove him to become a Pro Bowl star and Super Bowl competitor. Tony Gonzalez grew up in difficult financial conditions, but used his athleticism to escape. Though he never won a Super Bowl, his career inspired countless players. These stories prove that greatness isn't born from comfort. It's forged in struggle. From broken homes, shelters, and streets to confetti-filled Super Bowl nights, these players showed the world that circumstances don't define destiny. The next time you watch the Super Bowl, remember, behind every touchdown and trophy is a story of grit, sacrifice, and belief. And maybe, just maybe, their journeys can inspire your own.